because of you idiots we've got this problem.
Of course it is, darling. That's why. Where is sovereignty in this country vested?
With the people.
No. It's not. It's in Parliament. Parliament is sovereign.
Then why bother asking the people?
The fact that they're blocking another protest just shows that it's not about their protest, it's about piggybacking off of something that's currently going. If it is true that 6 years in a row or 8 years, whatever, that they come here, why not be peaceful, respectful to the other one, join in and just be like, okay, actually we like farmers as well, which is what they're shouting, but don't block.
Jesus. Trying to divide us. Get out of here, you fucking Brexit bloody problem.
Off you go.
They have the problem. No Brexit. It's because of you idiots we've got this problem.
Of course it is, darling. That's why.
You idiot.
You probably really mean that.
I do. I do.
That's incredible. The way your mind.
In my lifetime, I voted in 3 referendums, and I was on the winning side.
Oh, it's a game of football. My mistake. It's a game.
It's a game.
It's a game.
It's a game.
Wait, it's a game.
Yeah,
You've got this wrong all the way along. It's not about the constitutional basis of our country.
He
It's a
turns
game.
up like a bad penny everywhere. How are you doing, Brian?
See, you insult everyone.
No, we're not
Don't insult
insulting
everyone.
anyone.
Might insult you.
We
don't
have a
insult
right
everyone.
to protest just like everyone else.
Just try and
60% of the population wants to represent the vote. 80% of those under 24 do. You got it wrong, Bilbo.
You come once
and that's
in
what
a
history
blue
will say.
moon.
And we'll be back within 10 years.
Every week without fail.
Yes, we've heard this. Your EU breakup. You break up
Well, there you
all
are.
the time.
See, you don't enter.
Oh, it hasn't.
Have you got one of the ends of the world this night?
Why? I bet you have. I bet you get off on it, don't you?
Join the protest with them.
Yes, No, see, you can't take it. You can't take it. You're totally vacuous in your argument.
Oh, right, okay. No.
My point is, we're better out the EU. The EU is corrupt.
Let's have a serious discussion.
Are you that stupid?
Because Labour's put them up more. Are you that stupid?
No money there.
No, you're wrong.
Because we're giving it £40 a year. That's
revenue.
What cost us.
40.
And
it cost 45 billion for the divorce bill. We don't get paid. I'm self-employed. I'm a
our trade has been
numismatist.
hit massively.
Yeah. I pay tax every year too.
And you might expect the exchequer's
Right,
take on that to be about
I
40
don't
billion,
get
give or
paid
take.
for this.
That's what's
He
missing. That's what
works.
they're
He's a
desperate
wine
to find.
merchant. He takes time off. Thank you very much, sir.
This is like 14-year-old nonsense. Why did you even bother with that? No, you try and grow up. You just came up with, you got a poster on your door.
You can't accept a referendum decision. And you can't, exactly. You have to accept it.
No.
The people
Like the SNP, how many referendums do you want?
Every vote that has ever been made in your life has been revisited. That's democracy. All decisions in democracy are
not
provisional.
immediately.
No,
and you can't
it's
say
not
in 10
immediate.
years.
It's not immediate.
10 years is too soon.
Why 3 million people
There is no
voted to get this?
constitutional basis for saying 10 years institution. Where is sovereignty in this country vested?
With the people.
No. It's not. It's in Parliament. Parliament is sovereign.
Then why bother asking the people? If the people have voted for to remain in the EU,
You're nearly there. You're nearly there.
The people.
You just very important. No, I want
And we wanted another referendum.
I want to ask you
You've been doing
about
this again.
your answer just then. It's very important.
They corrupt the
Very
parliament.
important. You said why ask the people, then why ask the people?
Freedom away.
Well, they've asked the people.
Yeah, but you asked. No, you asked. Then why ask the people?
Sovereignty is in the people.
No, it's not.
People have answered.
You need consistency.
The polls are It's a disaster. Really? A disaster.
You vote to join, and then policies flop.
Oh my God! I could punch someone. I need to get out of it.
That's why we need consistency. If we just keep going, oh, welcome to our show, nothing happens. People voted, stop dodging. People voted, stop dodging. Yeah. You're okay to hold that, but people don't want to change. People don't want to stay in the EU. EU farmers are rioting as well. EU farmers are rioting. They are. France, Netherlands, Germany, they're all rioting because they're attacking farmers too. That's why there's constantly throwing horse shit at the House of Parliament.
Yeah.
We are a minnow.
I'm probably arrested.
So America's the shark. But that's China. Right? And joining the EU doesn't do anything. Come back out of the EU, the same ones that saw the UK before we went to the EU, right? They saw what the UK was before we went into the EU, saw what crap hole they made this country while we joined the EU, and then they voted to come out. So the young people who didn't see what the UK was like before we joined the EU voted to stay in because they're none the wiser. But the older generation that saw the Great Britain and the UK before we joined the EU voted to leave overwhelmingly. That's all I care about. They can stand here and protest, but why are they protesting right in front of something that's completely different? That's right over there. Why
You're interrupting our protest. Last 6 years, we've been at Westminster for Prime Minister's questions every Wednesday. You are interrupting our protest. We can't because the traffic's normally coming through. We would stand here. You kind people have blocked the road for us.
Why can't you just, even in the road, why can't you just be a bit further so people can still see that without seeing that?
Of course we can see that. Illegal. All your people are blocking the sign. Clear all your people out the way then, and then, you know, the sign will be visible.
I'm just a random person in the middle of London. I'm from Somerset, I'm not from London. So this is passionate to me.
That's an interesting
I'm seeing it myself.
has previously been seen.
Yes, I know.
Why has it been
Whether you support the European Union or not, he's not really supporting farmers.
Yeah, so two points there. If you want to overturn a democratic vote because it didn't agree with you, or 8 years have gone past, as the gentleman says, then democracy doesn't work, right? Because we're going to change every 8 years or change every time someone doesn't like the newest policy, right? It wasn't a vote on do you like the policies, it was a vote do you want to stay in or do you want to leave. They wanted to leave, it's done. Doesn't matter what side I'm on. Also, the fact that they're blocking another protest just shows that it's not about their protest, it's about piggybacking off of something that's currently going. If it is true that 6 years in a row or 8 years, whatever, that they come here, why not be peaceful, respectful to the other one, join in and just be like, okay, actually we like farmers as well, which is what they're shouting, but don't block. I don't know why everyone's arguing and shouting, making attention to rejoining the EU. It's not democratic. It's not democratic. So people vote for that, leave it. If you can protest all you want. You can still protest if you want. But right now, today, it's about the farmers. Let's make it about the farmers, not about some bureaucracy in the mainland.
So they're basically being a hindrance to the actual working man.
Well, if you look, just for a second, if you pan your camera, so there's an EU flag, there's another EU thing. We've got another across the street, we've got a massive EU flag there, loads of EU flag there, there's a Brexit guy here, an EU flag there. They're just blocking all of this farming. They see EU BS, not the farming. So what they're doing, whether they're admitting it or not, is they're trying to piggyback and block off people's right to protest. So it's unfair. When I was coming, to be fair, I came from the House of Parliament side, and I was like, why is there EU flags? And I was like, I thought this was about farming, and I did a couple of back and forth, and I listened to a couple of people, and a lot of people are asking the same question. Why are they here? And that question wouldn't be proposed if they weren't blocking every single part of this sign. So, unfortunately, everyone has the right to protest, but they don't want you to be seen. So I'm currently living in London, but I've spent most of my life in Somerset. So largest agricultural farming province in the UK. So very passionate to me. Yeah, but I'm currently in central London. Yeah. So not far.
What policies are you against in particular?
Well, actually, the last time I came, I was slightly late. I came and I was on the cleanup crew, and then I just asked a couple of the other people. So I thought I'd definitely get in here on time this time. A bit off subject, but so one of the two things that I'm policy-wise, it's just the inheritance tax overall. Why do people want to be taxed, or why are people being taxed? Merely because your family member has died. It doesn't make sense to me. And then the supposed stats of it's only affecting 500 farmers when 13,000 people came, and I'm sure there's more than 500 farms coming today as well. So I know that I was actually part of a crowd on a live TV, I won't say the channel, where Labour was spouting that it's going to, that 50, I think it said 56 or 52% of farms weren't owned by farmers. They were big corporations trying to avoid the tax. So they said, okay, we're putting this in to affect them. But there's over 200,000 farms. If 50%, we'll round it down, even if 50% of those are corporations, 500 is not making a dent. They didn't means test it. They're just saying anyone with a farm, throw that out. And then there's that story, allegedly I'm going to say, because, you know, defamation and things, but there's that story of the Labour MP who put forward their £200+ million farm to their son 10 days before they released the budget. So it's a bit... Yeah, so for me, I don't think that people should pay because they've died. That shouldn't be a thing. You've already paid tax on everything.
It's a land grab.
Absolutely. And what they're saying is they're trying to stop the corporations, but in order to implement this, they're stopping the everyday person, the fourth, the fifth generation farmers, going back into their own land, and it's allowing big corporations that can afford this to take it over. So it's the exact opposite to what they're saying.
It's happening all over Europe. It's happening everywhere.
All over Europe. And it started with the nitrogen tax, right? So they say, well, actually it was the GMOs, everything needs to be organic. Then it was, okay, now we're going to increase the price of fertilizer, spouting ecological things. Myself, I study zoology, I'm a marine biologist, I've done ecology myself, right? When you put a hell of a lot of fertilizers, nitrogens, into the soil, there is wash off. But then there's no more, then you can deal with that a lot easier. And there's no more than what if you put up a nuclear power plant or a coal power plant or well, anything. So it just, I think it is a land grab. And the problem is with farmers, sorry for ranting, I do apologise. With farmers, once you take away that land, you reduce the amount of food you can produce. We have a massively growing population, and it was estimated in World War II with a very lower population that we'd starve within a month. What are we going to do this? We import so much food. If we get rid of the small farms that we do have, what if we get blockaded by a much larger country? No one's looking at it. Well, maybe they are, they just don't want to see it. So there's far-reaching implications. I just don't think that it's fair that the rejoin EU crowd are just blocking out someone else's.
Every Wednesday. They play music, can't make video, can't interview people.
Yeah.
They know what they do.
I'll shout over them, it's fine.
Thank you very much.